one chunk. One chunk. One chunk. Well, sorry, wrong type of chunk. That's all you have to make your crop farm. I've got you covered. Let me show you this fully automatic one chunk carrot and potato farm that keeps working even when you're far away. Potatoes and carrots are arguably the best crops in the entire Minecraft game. Everybody loves baked potatoes, and most people would argue that golden carrots are the best food source in the game. This is my chunk, 16 blocks by 16 blocks. The red marks the outside of the chunk. So the rules are everything I place down has to be inside this red border. This is what you need to build this farm. The 3 blocks on the top right hand side, the spruce log, the lever and that sticky piston, they're only there if you want to be able to turn the farm on and off. If you don't want to worry about that, then you don't need those 3 blocks. What you do need, however, is a boat if you're going to bring villagers in that way, or however else you're going to bring villagers in, but you're going to need 4 of them to make this farm work. Let's go. I'm going to do this in a flat world just for the sake of the tutorial so it's easier for you to follow. Let's crack on, and I'm going to assume you're building it on dirt or grass blocks. If you want this farm to work 24/7, even when you're far away, you need to build it in a single chunk. And that's really simple in Java. F3 and G gives you the chunk borders. Bedrock, I think you've got to do something a little bit more complicated, but you'll know what to do, because I'm going to be honest, I don't. You can see here my entire 16 by 16 is within these chunk borders. Pick one of your sides, it really doesn't matter which one, and come to the corner and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th one, take it out and the 2 behind it. Then you're going to take it at another level and then 1 more level like that. You're then going to come across 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way to the edge of your chunk. And then you are going to dig out all the way along this side until you get to 1 short of the end. So don't go right to this one. You are only coming to this one here. Then what you want to do is repeat that on the other side. Then on this back row, you are going to take out 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're going to take out that one at the back there and take it down. Then this one and take it down, this one and take it down, all the way across. And you're going to take out that one down 2, that one down 2, that one down 2, leave that there and bring that down all the way across. So you should have something that looks like this now. Come back to this end and in the front, right against the edge, place yourself down a double chest and then jump down and place a hopper into that bit and also a hopper into that bit. So both those hoppers face into your chest. Then walk down your corridor all the way to the corner, then 1 block, and on the next block just here, place a sign against the wall. So you've got 1 block after the sign and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 6th one, place another sign just there. And you should find you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks before you get to the end. Do that around the other side as well. Once the signs are in place, you're temporarily going to dig out this 1 block and then you're going to crouch and place your dispenser facing outwards over this. You then want to replace that block. That is true on this side as well. Grab one of your dots of redstone and place it next to the dispenser right there, and then your hopper, you want to jump up because you can jump up now and place it into the back of your dispenser. Then you're going to come along the other side, place that into the back of your dispenser and then place your redstone just there. Then grab yourself your redstone repeater and you're going to place a redstone repeater facing into this block. So it's like that. Don't change it because if you click on it, it's going to change the position. You want it in its first position. Then come along to this side, place another one and then place 3 more dots of redstone that way and 3 more dots of redstone that way. You then want to come all the way to the other side, jump over, and you are going to place yourself some upside down stairs over these chests. Now at this point you need to be able to access the chest. We're not placing any blocks, but we are accessing the chest there and there. We can then jump up on those and jump back out again. We can now get to our chest. Now this machine does make a bit of a noise. If you want the opportunity to turn it off, I'm going to show you how to do that now. I'm also going to show you how to do it if you can't be bothered to turn it off, because you do need a sticky piston. I'll show you the turn it off and on one first. Come to the ditch that you've dug, 2 deep ditch, and where you've not got any redstone at the back here, choose one side. It doesn't matter which side, and on the inside place 1 dirt block like that, so you can see the dirt block is level with that side. You're then going to come inside and you are going to crouch and upwards face your sticky piston so it's going downwards. That's really, really important. You're then going to get your observer. You're going to come to the side where the redstone is closest to the sticky piston. So not this one, because there's the gap there. So this one. Underneath the sticky piston on this wall, you are going to place an observer like that. You can see the redstone bum is facing towards you. On this side, you're going to do exactly the same thing, but without the sticky piston on this level. So they're not looking at each other. They are one block away from each other again. Redstone bum facing out over this redstone, and you can still see the redstone face of that one, and you'd be able to see the redstone face of the other one on the other side. You need to then place a block on top of your sticky piston there and get a lever and place the lever on the side. When you pull that lever, that sticky piston is going to push that face facing the other face, and that will start all the magic work, and you can see click, 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 and that's activating the dispenser on both of those sides. If you want to turn it off because the clicking's driving you mad, throw the lever and there it goes, it's switched off again. If you're not worried about turning it on and off, place one of your observers there. So I'm on the redstone side, the next block, I'm placing an observer there, redstone bum facing me, jump up and over, I'm going to place it against that face. It'll automatically start, and there is absolutely nothing I can do to stop it other than remove some of the redstone maybe. There you go, peace and quiet. If you want to carry on the fun with a bit of peace and quiet, leave this bit open for now and leave the redstone. If you're not bothered, put it back. Again, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to have it turned off. We can now cover up our handiwork. I'm going to place some tough brick there. You don't have to use tough brick. I just like the way it looks in this farm. Then one over the dispenser, and then one all the way along here to the observer, and then on the other side as well, one there and one over the dispenser. Don't put anything else anywhere else at the moment. Then come and shift click another hopper going into that first hopper. Come this side, shift click, hopper going into that first hopper. We are then going to get some logs, and we're going to place one log there, one log there, a temporary block there, and then logs going up. We're going to remove that bottom one. You don't need to worry about removing that on there. And another one on that side. And we're going to do exactly the same here. One log there, temporary log, and then two logs, simply because you've got it in your hand. It could be dirt. Doesn't matter what this block is, as long as you've got something for that log to stand on. And then another log there. You're then going to shift click a rail this direction across from that log to that log, and a minecart with hopper on top of it. Come to this side, a rail, shift click, minecart with hopper on top of it. We're then going to get some oak stairs. I'm going to place oak stairs upside down on all three of these sides, and the same on the other one. We can now come to the outside here, and we're going to place a bucket of water on this side just next to the dispenser, so that is just like that there, and that's going to flow all the way along and stop at that sign. We're then going to place another one all the way along there. It'll stop at that sign, and then another one there, and that will go all the way to but not over that hopper. We're going to do the same on this side. And at this point, we can again cover up our handiwork. You can just underneath this step here place your tough brick there all the way along right to the other side. You don't have to again trim this in tough, it's entirely up to you. I just really like the way it looks. I'm going to bring tough out there, and I'm going to go all the way back up the other side again. And what I can do now is I can bring a fence all the way around to this point here, and down, and then up to meet that log on this side. And same goes along the back here. Now this is both a potato and a carrot farm, so we're going to separate out the two sides. We're going to come to that fence next to the sticky piston if you've put one in. If you haven't, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fence posts away from your little platform here, and we're going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We're then going to come the opposite side, and against this fence here we're going to go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You'll see there's one block gap between them. We're going to come out 1, 2 and 3. You can slip through this middle bit and you come out 1, 2 and 3. We're going to forget about this just for a moment, but this hole here is very important. But what I am going to do is place a composter in that corner and a composter in this corner, and using shift click some kind of light source that's a block. I'm using glowstone, but you could use frog lights, you could use sea lanterns, it's entirely up to you. And then place a carpet on top of, at the front, the one furthest away from these two little platforms here, right in the middle there. At this point you can open up two of these fences on this side and 2 of these fences on this side, because we're going to need that opening in a minute. Now, whatever I do now on this side, you need to repeat on that side, except do it mirror imaged. Jump up on your little platform and place a block right there. You are going to put a trapdoor across that. It flaps open, but you want to keep it shut. We're going to put another block here in a moment. You're going to place another one there, then jump up and you can place that one right there. You then want to get any workstation, doesn't matter what, and place it in there. This is temporary though, you are not leaving it in there. And then place a fence inside that one. You're going to place a slab there, a slab there, a slab there, a slab there, there, and there. Leave this one open for now. So what you've got now are 2 little villager pods, and you are going to tempt your villagers in using the workstations. Otherwise, I promise you, it's going to be a nightmare. Now, you might find you need a couple of goes at the next bit because it can be a little bit tricky. Come to the center section here, and on the block that isn't next to your wall here, so this one in my case, you are going to dig down 7 blocks. Once you're at the bottom of that 7 block hole, replace the bottom one with a little bit of soul sand. You're then going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of ice. It is worth mentioning that this bit doesn't work in bedrock, I'm told. I haven't tried it, but a few people have, and they say it gets a little bit antsy in bedrock, so I apologise. The rest of the farm absolutely does though. You are then going to dig out your ice 1 block at a time and turn it into water. When you get to the bottom and that soul sand, what's going to happen is that is going to shoot you straight back up again, because that is now a water column and you need it to be. Place your trapdoor against the bottom of your fence just there and open it up. And this is the bit that takes a little bit of time. You might get lucky first go, or you might not, but you want to get right as far down as you can, and you want to try and get an ender pearl into this hole without it hitting the bottom. This is the tricky bit. So throw your ender pearl in, and this is what sometimes happens. You end up face down in the water. So you want to keep trying it, and sometimes maybe even standing on top of that wall can help. And throw your ender pearl in. It should bob back up, and whatever you do, don't collect it and don't flip that trapdoor. Once you have, you can remove yourself from the area, because you never want to go there again unless you die, in which case you need to reset it. What the ender pearl does is keep that chunk loaded no matter where you are in the world. I did a video on it and I've linked it in the description if you want to go and get the details, but that means you can explore your entire world and it's all sorted. You don't have to worry about that chunk unloading and stopping working. It will keep producing your food. We're now going to put in some strategically placed buckets. So we're going to come in from the corner, 1, 2, and on this third one we're going to dig that out and we're going to fill that with water, and we put an upside down step, or maybe you want to put some leaves or some other waterloggable block. It's entirely up to you. Do the same on the other side. Then you want to knock out the dirt block underneath your composter here, replace the one next to it so you can get to it, and then this corner one here, you're going to knock that out, place water there and replace that dirt back. Do the same on the other side. And then you are going to hoe everything on each side and plant up one side with carrots and one with potatoes. Now, strictly speaking, you only need 1 carrot and 1 potato to get this farm working. But the more crops you plant up, the faster the farm is going to start giving you crops back. And once you're planted up, you are ready to bring some villagers in. And you are going to need 4. You can do them in any order you want, but I recommend doing the pod ones first. I just find it less fiddly. Now, I find the best way to get your villagers where you want them to go is by boat, especially now in 1.21 in Java, where you can drag them on a lead. I appreciate in Bedrock, you could have done that anytime you like. Get them as close as you can to where you want them to go. Jump out the farm, break the boat, and assuming that it is work time during the day, make sure of that they will go and try and access that workstation. If you find your villagers being difficult, and let's face it, they often are, stick yourself a block underneath that workstation. They will, when they see it, realise and register it a little bit more easy. Now, the reason I've used a honey block, because a honey block insta-mines with your hand. Once they get in there and on it, they register that workstation, you can knock out the honey block, stick in the lid straight above his head, and you got yourself trapped. And once you got him trapped, you can pop a thing over the top there, and you can either just leave him there and do trades with him, or alternatively you can close him up, and that will be just a caged animal, and get rid of that crafting table there and have him open like that if you wish. It's entirely up to you. I quite like having the ready-made trade myself, so you could put whatever workstation in there you fancy, maybe a lectern and get some books. Exactly the same on this side with the other 2 villagers. And these guys tend not to be too grumpy about going in. You break their boat and they go straight in to pick up their workstation. Once they're in, make sure you place your fence post back and do the same on the other side. You might want to use a gate for one of those fence posts instead, so you can come in and access this should you ever need to reset it. And that is your farm complete. Once your crops have grown, those farmers will harvest them and replant them, share them with the villagers in the pods, but the carrots and potatoes will be stolen by those minecart with hoppers and sent right to the front for you to collect. But wait, Avo, what about lightning, I hear you say? Yep, I agree. Lightning could be a really bad thing right here. You do not want these guys to turn into witches. This is the only bit outside of your chunk. Come to around about the middle, it doesn't matter where, and count away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as you're over 4, I'm going to go about there. Place down a wall and put a lightning rod on top of it. Do the same on the other side. It's a good idea to do that with any villager driven farm because it just avoids any upsets that involve witchcraft. So there you have it, a 1 chunk farm that will give you loads of carrots and potatoes completely automatically. And with that chunk loader, you could be at the world border and it wouldn't matter. This farm would still keep on running, giving you as many crops as it possibly could. Obviously, you don't have to put the chunk loader on, but I do recommend it. It only works in Java, remember, but it is perfect to maximize your yield. What I would say is if you are going to do this on a server, do make sure that you check with your server admins that they are happy for you to use chunk loaders, because that can add to lag if there's lots and lots of them. So do make sure first. So let me know in the comments below, what other 1 chunk farms would you like me to design for you? I'd really like to hear from you down in the comments below. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video, and maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. It costs you nothing, but it really helps me out. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.